Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is me Namrata. Hope you all are doing good and staying safe. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about some of the do's and don'ts of eyeshadow application. These are the things I've learned with my own experience over the years and definitely from some other beauty gurus. That's how I learned makeup. How could I not be honest here? I should be honest. Whatever. So if you're still struggling with blending your eyeshadows and to achieve that highest pigmentation and perfect usage of eyeshadow brushes and stuff, different aspects of eyeshadow application, then I got you here. I'm here to help you today. I hope this video would be helpful for you, and if you're still not subscribed to this channel, then please do it right now before I get into it, and make sure you hit the like button if you liked watching this video. And now, without doing any further ado, let's start. Okay, I slightly zoomed in the camera so that you can see properly what I'm doing right here. And today this is the palette I'll be using. This is the BH Cosmetics It's My Rere collab first palette. And I think BH discontinued this palette unfortunately, but it's one of my favorite palette from this brand. But it doesn't matter actually. I picked this palette because of all the neutral shades and some of the basic metallic shadows in this palette. You can choose any palette. What I'm going to show you today is some of the tricks to make your eyeshadows look better. So you can try it with any eyeshadows you have, but let me tell you, this is the side I'm going to show you all the don'ts, and this is the side I'm going to show you all the do's. So I'm going to mess it up here and it will be the best way possible. So at first you should do is priming, but it doesn't have to be with eyeshadow primer all the time. You can use any full coverage concealer. That's what I do, but you can also use any eyeshadow primer. For recommendation, I would always recommend this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion and the one from Essence. I'm going to put the picture on the screen. I'm not having that in front of me right now, but I tried that and I have that also. That works so good and very pocket friendly. And today what I'm going to use is my regular stuff is any full coverage concealer, and I'm using this Morphe concealer today. And all you need is just a dot. So in the side I'm going to apply this concealer, and it's bare, there is nothing. And I always prefer this kind of fluffy concealer brush to blend the concealer on my eyelid. I don't really use the Wet Beauty blender for this purpose because that takes away a lot of coverage. And next, I'm not gonna set this concealer with any kind of setting powder. Instead, I'll jump into the eyeshadow palette straight. So at first I'll pick this kind of neutral shades right here, but this is not the crease color, not the transition color I'm talking about. It's something tinted. I'd pick to set this concealer. And now you can see this side has got very nice depth already, and it just framed the eyes, and now it's ready to put any color on it. And this side I haven't done anything, but I'll show you what is wrong. I'm using the same shadow, and see. And you can see this side is looking way too deeper because I haven't tapped off the excess. Always make sure you tap off the excess, and there is other way to dab on your skin and then work with the rest of the pigment. That way it will give you very nice smooth blended effect on your eyes. And this side has got no primer also, so you can see it already looks little patchy right here. It's not blending properly. And now I'm picking a transition shade to put right on my crease, and you can see I'm using this kind of compact blending brush. And to get a little more warmth, I'm mixing up this kind of dark peach shade little bit. Always make sure you start with very less pigment on your brush and keep working on it. If you want more pigmentation, just keep adding more layers. And never ever use this kind of big fat chunky brush for applying your eyeshadow. It will always mess it up, like right now. Wow, look, it already looks so different, but I used the same shadows, but only two differences. That is, I used a different brush which is not appropriate for crease color application, and secondly, I didn't tap off the excess shadow. That's very important, otherwise you'll get this kind of bam, a lot of pigment on your crease, and it's, I think, a lot of color for your crease color. It always should be very blended and very smooth, very soft airbrushed finish. And next I'm gonna move ahead with the darker shade to put in the outer corner. Again, I'm back with my small precise blending brush. And even if you want a very dark smoky look, never ever go with very dark color like black or dark brown in the first go. Always make sure your eyes is ready for that dark shadow. Just build it up with some a little lighter shade like the one I'm using right now, and then you can just add little more dark shadow to get that more warmth, more darkness. And what I'm doing is just layering up the shadow like I did in the crease and blending that with the previous shadows. And now I'm gonna go with this darker brown for a little more warmth in the outer corner. After blending, if you think you need a little more depth, then go back to the palette and pick that damn shadow. And now I'm gonna show you what might go wrong even if you use the same shadow. Look, wow, which side you up for? I'm definitely living for this side, but I don't want to hurt anyone's feeling. If you still do this and you feel good, then you can definitely do it. Definitely go for it. But in my opinion, this side looks more blended, more smooth. But trust me, I've been there. I did that. Even for my YouTube videos, I did that. I'm so sorry if I made you watch that video. You know what? I just started with you all. My first palette, my first eyeshadow palette was that Maybelline Nudes palette, and I bought that for YouTube video. I started this way, so definitely watch some ratchet video of me. Even you might find this video very bad after a few years. Yeah. But for today, this is what I know about makeup till date. So I'm gonna share with you what I feel is best for me, and I hope it will work for you as well. So this side I think looks way too smooth and nicely blended. The first thing was wrong here is a very dark crease color and the transition color, so it's just turning out to be a very smoky eye, nothing else. And in this side you'll see different colors, some gradients. I think that's how it should be. So this is it. Always use some very light shadow for transition and for crease color, and then you can build it up eventually. So this is it. And next I'm gonna pick a different shadow like this one's, and now I'm just mixing up both the shades. And now I'm using the first brush I picked for the transition color to blend all the shadows. And now I'm going to use the same brush and I'll be picking both the shadows I used in this eye. And now you can see whatever the shadow I'm applying here, it's just darken it up a little more. It's not adding any definition whatsoever, but this side is looking very nicely lifted, where this side is looking a bit droopy because of all the dark shadows on the crease and the place above the crease. It should always be very light and very nicely blended. And next I'm gonna work with any metallic shadow and I'll show you how to apply that in the best way possible. But today I'm not gonna do any cut crease, but let me tell you, if you cut your crease or if you apply any concealer underneath any metallic shadow, that will pop it up a little more. I think I should do that. Yes, I'll do that on this eye. That will show you the best result. So let me just cut the crease very lightly. It's not because of cutting the crease, but to prep the skin underneath the metallic shadow. And on the side, I'm not gonna apply the concealer to show you how less pigmented it will look if I apply any metallic shadow on the skin directly. And next I'm gonna use this kind of flat thin brush one more time to apply any metallic shadow from this palette. And all you need to do is just press it in like this. And another best way to apply any metallic shadow is directly use your finger. And to reach all the edges, always go back to the brush and fill it in. Okay. And to blend this edge, what I'm gonna do is, I'll be picking this shadow and blend it. Wow, that's it. Now I think the side's looking very nicely blended, nicely done half cut crease, where in the side I'm going to show you how you can mess it up. Wow, even after 3 layers you can barely see any pigment, right? Because of 2 reasons. Because I used this brush, this is not appropriate for any metallic shadows. You make sure always use this kind of flat thin brushes to work with any metallic shadows. It will pick the best pigment. And always prep your skin whenever you are applying any metallic shadow, that will give you the best pigment. So that's 2 tips to work with any metallic shadows, and you can still apply it with your finger. Remember I told you. And in this side also it will be little better than using any brush. So this is it, and now I'm going to show you how to line your eyes properly, because I'm going to use an eyeshadow to do that. So today I'm going to mix these 2 shadows right here. This is the dark brown and the black shadow, to add very nice definition to my eyes. So again, you need a proper brush for that, and what I'm going to use is this angled flat brush. And always make sure you get rid of the excess pigment. But if you want, you can use any gel eyeliner, that also works, but I think eyeshadows look more diffused and very smooth at the end. That's why I prefer using this. And what I'm gonna do is just draw this line till the halfway, because I have semi-hooded eyes. See, if I look straight, you won't see much of my eyelid, so I don't really cover it up with any liner. That will cover most of my eyeshadow part. That's it. But this shape of the eyeliner and the techniques might be different for different eye pattern and the sizes. So this is what suits me the best for any semi-hooded or hooded eyes. Always go very thin with your eyeliner, especially on the lid, but you can do little thicker in the outer flick. That's it. And now I'm going to show you how you can mess it up. I picked a regular felt tip eyeliner, and that's what I was saying. If you use this kind of eyeliner or any gel eyeliner, it will look so bold out there, and it's just done. There is no go back from there. If you draw this kind of thick flat eyeliner, it might look decent this way, but if you look straight, it will cover up almost 80% of your eyelid and it won't show much of your eyeshadow work. So you don't want that. Always go very thin as you go in the inner corner, and you can just darken it up or you can thicken it up as you go in the outer corner. And now what I'm going to do is, I'll be using the same eyeliner to make it more prominent, but again I'll stay very close to my lash line. And next what I'm going to do is the lower lash line. That's equally important. So at first I'll start with this kind of eyeliner pencil or kajal pencil. So I'm going to line my eyes very quickly, and especially I'm filling up the waterline till the halfway. And now what I'm going to do is, I'll be using any brown shadow from this palette, preferably the ones I applied on the lid. For application, always pick this kind of very small precise shading brush, and at first I'm going with this dark brown shade right here and just lightly smoking out the outer corner first. and then dragging the leftover pigment till the midway. And next what I'm gonna do is I'll be using this transition color which I put in the crease, on the upper crease right here, to blend out the edges. Basically I'm mimicking the shadows in the lower lash line, and again I'll go with the previous brush and just make sure it's dark enough, especially the outer corner. That's it. And in this eye, what I'm doing is just filling out the entire waterline with this eyeliner pencil or kajal, and instantly it will make it look so small. This eye will look so, like, not small but very droopy and not very widely open. And again, there is a don't with the eyeshadow application, that is, never ever start with the darkest shadow. Even if you want the blackest smoky eye, always start with dark brown and then add little bit black, blend it, and again layer it up as long as you get your desired pigmentation. That way I think you'll get the nicest black smoky eye or the pigment you want. But never ever start with the darkest shadow, and never use this kind of fluffy brush to put any dark shadow or any shadow in the lower lash line, because the more you blend with this kind of brush, it will take more space and it will go down and down, and at the end you'll get that panda eye. So never ever use this one. So I'm gonna show you how it will look. So I'm going with the black. Pray for me, okay? It will be a hot mess, I knew it. No. Okay, always make sure you stick to this kind of compact shading brush or any kind of thin brushes that will apply your eyeshadows more precisely, not like this. Okay, my eye makeup is almost complete, and next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick any highlighter, or you can use any kind of metallic shadows to add little highlight in the inner corners and in the brow bone. And for the best application, I'd always recommend this kind of spongy brush. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick this highlighter in here. I'll put it here. Wow, it's so pigmented, right? And to sheer it down, I'm gonna use my finger and little bit in the inner lower lash line. And to avoid this harsh line between the highlighter and the eyeshadow, just go with the fluffy brush and blend this, and make sure there is no dark eyeshadow. And what I'd say you shouldn't do is don't use any darker highlighter or any darker metallic shadow as inner corner highlight. That won't serve the purpose, rather it would look so dull. So never ever go with any dark shadow or darker highlighter. Okay, that's pretty much it. And to complete this look, I applied good coat of mascara at the end of camera on both the eyes, of course, but you can really see it in the side because of that thick eyeliner and very black under eye situation going on here. But that's that. If you still do those things, that's completely alright. If you're happy with it, just keep doing it as long as you are satisfied with your things. And in makeup, there is no hard and fast rule that you have to do it, you have to follow it. Not like that. Do whatever makes you happy. And yeah, I think this is what is my vibe right now. I like something which is very blended, very smooth. So this is what I like more, although I don't know how it looks in camera. I'm gonna edit it now and I'll see how it looks. Anyway, in real, I'm liking this side more, definitely. And yeah, I'll be back with my next one, but before that, make sure you're subscribed to this channel and please follow me on my other social handles. I'm gonna put all the links in the description box below. Please check that out. So yeah, see you in my next one. Till then, bye bye, take care.